Good evening. Thank you for joining us. From the investigative unit, we are learning more about what led to the arrest of a New Roads police sergeant.
Stacy Paul was arrested and then fired from the department Friday for allegedly pawning his service weapons, and apparently was not the first time. Bess Casserly in the newsroom with more on how this investigation is expanding.
Michael, Sylvia, Paul hasn't told officials why he was pawning his service weapons, but it's apparent he needed money fast on multiple occasions. At 26 years old, Stacy Paul obtained the rank of sergeant at New Roads Police. Last week, however, he was fired after just 7 months on the job and arrested.
When you have an officer go rogue like that, renegade rogue, he does something that's totally against his oath. He does something that's totally against the code of conduct as an officer. It has to be addressed and dealt with.
New Roads Police Chief Lewis Hamilton, who hired Paul, says he fired him and had him arrested because he had been pawning his service weapons.
We asked them where were they. His excuse was they were at home.
Hamilton said in the last few weeks, they had noticed a change in Paul's demeanor.
When your work falls behind, you're not up to date. Your uniform starts to sag, your appearance, your attitude changes. We monitor and observe those body postures and mannerisms.
So there was something else going on under the surface there?
Yes, ma'am. We were not aware.
Paul was hit with conduct unbecoming of an officer and became the subject of an internal affairs investigation, which is how Hamilton says they discovered his missing weapons.
And while doing and conducting internal affairs investigation, we run a periodic or routine check of our inventory of our weapons, as always.
A check of a law enforcement database found that Paul had pawned his duty handgun and assault rifle 5 times at Pelican Pawn and other pawn shops.
When we conducted our investigation, we noticed there were other weapons that had been pawned and body armor as well.
Hamilton says he contacted Paul's prior police chiefs at St. Gabriel and White Castle. The St. Gabriel Police Department says they are currently looking into whether Paul did something similar while employed with their department. However, Chief Kevin Ambo told us via text that when he left them, all of his equipment was accounted for. Ambo says today they discovered one of their guns had been pawned by Paul in September, but was back in his possession by the time he left the department. As for a motive, Hamilton says he's not sure why Paul needed the extra money.
We supply extra duty, we supply overtime, and we supply details, extra duty details. He had no need.
Now, Paul was charged with 5 counts of malfeasance by New Roads Police. We did not hear back from the White Castle Police Department. For the investigative unit, Bess Casserly, WBRZ News 2.
Bess, thank you.